Hello, glad you can join. Um, Despite what the description says of this live stream, um, this is a Q&A. um, I originally was going to read the festival out of this particular collection of Lovecraft novels or stories, but he's got words, like words, that are worse than the Simon Necronomicon, if not on par. Words are hard. So, chit chat, whatever. So, if you have any questions or want to talk about something, go ahead. Open forum. Um, don't really have anything to distract with ever since my other phone kind of locked up. Okay? What is thou question? Old English, after reading Lovecraft, kind of seeps into your vocabulary. um, well, that's a tough question to answer. But yes, we're also serious. But uh, recliners are good, but loud. So um, if you do have any real questions, I'll do the best to answer them. Let's see. What sense this morning when you woke up? Could you tell us that was positive? Positive. Ugh. Ugh. Positive, huh? Hmm. Well, um, I would say, and I know it sounds a little cliched, but waking up alive. That's kind of an oxymoron in itself. Um, uh, Actually, what had happened was I didn't go to bed till like 7 a.m. because I couldn't go to sleep. I had too much energy from all this drama I'm in dealing with a lunatic and a narcissistic ego drama queen. And I had this built up energy. Couldn't sleep. So I'm like, well, okay. Make some breakfast. 7 a.m. And then I woke up at I wanted to watch your premiere with Espen Kane as it happened. But and that's really the only negative thing that's happened today, to be quite honest with you. Positive, I would say that I'm alive and that I have plenty of food for a while, real food. Um, so I would say those are the positives. Everything else has just been kind of neutral. Um, so let's see here. What are your serious plans for this coming up year? Seriously using your magical will and putting it into action. Well, learning from this past year, and I'm using this in past tense because we might as well just be out the door. Like less than 2 weeks, we're already in 2019. Learning from all the crap that's happened this year, and starting off this year currently, kind of, I want to say hubris. Like I had a hubris about everything this year. So learning from all of that, I decided to still take the structure of how I want 2019 to be, which I hate to, admit it, but my magical life and my mundane life just kind of interlock together. So I'm going to be uh, using my magical skills that I've been learning from you and magicology and a few other people, and tips on being successful, just in life in general. And I'm going to try to build existence. Because this current paradigm that I'm in is not too happy right now. But, but I'm going to be using the stuff that I've learned as I'm already applying some of the stuff I've learned from you just in general already. I'm going to be a little bit more confident about myself. That's going to be another thing. No, but not too confident, because I like to stay a humbled person. I'm not a fan of getting to where, I get to that point where, like, I'm starting to say, hey, I'm going to be bigger than Jesus, and then, but, I'm going to be focusing on one thing at a time. I think that's what part of the problem was with this past year. Because I was all over the place. I'm going to be focusing on one thing at a time. Start with what needs to be dealt with first. Uh, Getting my life in order financially, and while in between, I will be working very slowly, I might add, on building myself up to where I can be able to call upon the watcher with the preliminary invocation. And um, and that's just the start for right now. I know I made a video on it, but got my little pamphlet here with my goals for 2019, which is to job, car, and then uh, once I get to that point, I'm gonna start buying the tools and items. Um, will magic be a part of that? Probably. Despite what my girlfriend has told me, I feel that the more I call upon them, and with sincerity, the more I'm building I want to say a positive friendship with them, if that makes any kind of sense. Um, so I don't know if I answered that, but that's what I plan on doing. Fixing my main mundane life, and then honing in my magical skills at the same time. Um, I've been evolving my techniques, and I'm still evolving. And I've made a lot of progress, I would say. I'm where I should have been in 2016, because I kind of took a year off. But hopefully that made sense. I've been kind of tongue-tied today from all the pronouncing of hard words. But so what's going on with you? What's going on in your neck of the woods? Can't really say much here because it's been kind of cloudy and rainy, but just kind of boring, quite honestly. But I know that I planned on doing a ritual tonight, but well, that's good. That's good. I wish you luck in that. Or, well, not, you know what I mean. I need to increase my vocabulary. I wish you well on that. There we go. I'm kind of debating whether of actually going through with what I had planned. For some reason, I thought solstice was on Saturday, thus making Christmas Eve on Tuesday. And I really don't want to do a rush job, if that makes sense. Because the last time I did that, I ended up with a demonic problem. Still have. And there's really nothing else I would like to do at this time. Because my last but I've noticed a lot of people have kind of having a just like a frumpy day. Like my friend Jasmine, um, she she had plans for solstice tonight too, and she got caught with a stomach flu or something. And then I read what you said in the Black Tower, and let's see. Ooh, nice. Um, banana bread is good. Um, and that's one of the things I'm thinking about incorporating too. Is having like a but at least having something, food and drink wise. Um, after the stuff that I do. Um, well, I hope she feels better though. Because I don't know, kind of sensitive to energies, and I'm just I don't know, it just feels blah today. It's not bad and it's not good. Uh, if his solstice video, because I haven't got to see that yet. Um, his video about the demons, the demon video. Okay, I'm paying this. Yeah, I do plan on watching that. Like I said, everything just got kind of skewed this today, so I'm a little behind. But I do plan on watching it because he's been pumping out a lot of good information too that I've been taking to heart. Um, and I've been sharing some of his works as well. I pretty much share your works, Link's work, his work, but for the most part, I'm like the only one that actually gets you and Link's work, since it's kind of based in the Necronomicon. For DH, his is more. I don't want to say specifically goetic, but demonolatry, I think. And whew, I've gotten some conflicts about that. But at the end of the experience are his. This other person's is theirs. And yeah. Um, I'm pretty much learning that now. Because I've always felt like it was going nowhere when it gets down to labels and personal experiences. It's like I'm just now getting to where I'm seeing magic outside of black and white, good and bad. And I'm just kind of just sticking, your XP is different from my XP. And and I like what you said in your video the other day. Uh, with oh my god, I just watched it and I forgot. Um, wow, my dad told me not to get old. I'm getting old. But your last interview before uh, Mr. Kane, you said something on the lines of looking beyond the labels, I believe. Shit, I can't remember. Um, but yeah, the gist of it, I got it though. But I do plan on just looking at it for what it is. You know, it's all magic. It's, the subjectiveness is what really just honestly kills the community. Um, I think that's what kills the community. Is people put their subjective thoughts on it, and that's what kills it. Because really, it's it's all the same, just different ways of doing it. And except for the personal belief that don't go to a path that you don't feel connected to, like me and Haitian voodoo. Oh, it was with Frank. That's right. Boy, I feel dumb. Uh, I agree. I agree completely. Um, Especially this past week. Um, there's too many. I don't want to say fringes, but there's too many people that want to make it into something that they want it to be. They don't want to just share everything, you know, share ideas and like I get. That's why I get the whole Babylon thing that you talk about a lot, because Babylon, the Tower of Babylon anyway, was everybody coming together and basically becoming one. At least according to my version of the Bible that I have. And just nowadays, everybody wants to just fucking run the show the way they want it and want you to believe. And then, I mean, I'll take full responsibility for my actions. I will always do that. And I'm not going to lie about it either. I know I've provoked the bears a lot lately, but if I feel like I should stand up for people, um, you know, I'm going to. Especially when there's, you know, deranged lunatics in the community trying to just get people hurt. I don't like that. Don't like it at all. But I do agree And that's part of my goals for 2019 is to just leave all this venomous bullshit here and go into 2019 a little bit more optimistic. So, I mean, it really is. Um, I'm far too angry just to keep it going because I got other things to be angry about than worrying about somebody trying to be a controlling bully to a community that we should be together anyway. You know, it used to be us versus them. Now it's us versus them. I mean, how the hell did that happen? That's what I want to know. How the hell did that happen? But mundane world versus us. And I'm done with it, honestly. I'm just done with it. I'm just gonna, as I've heard a few others, let the idiots destroy themselves. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start focusing more on bringing positive energy into restoring a community that should be, helping each other instead of fighting each other. And that's what's up. But little side note, because I was gonna talk about it in one of my late night rant rambles, but I figured, why not? So about, I would say maybe around Thanksgiving, or maybe after a little after Thanksgiving. It's when I posted those pictures of the fog. I went to my gas station and I bought some sandalwood incense, but dark sandalwood. And I'm like, well, it's sandalwood. Usually you get like 13 sticks per pack. This one brand that they sell. And just recently, about maybe a week ago, I think, I was looking for something and I completely found, I keep forgetting, I found a whole 3 sticks of incense, dark sandalwood, that had got left behind from my roommates. So, tell you right now, 2 out of that 3 are replacing the 2 that I've already burnt in ritual. So I really just gained 1. I plus 1'd. And their loss. They should have burned it when they had it. But I recommend this brand. You can order it online because I don't know if your gas stations go all the way out there and carry this? Because I know you got a marathon gas station. I know you do. They're everywhere. But each one sells like different types of incense. But I recommend Blunt Effects incense, and you can order them online. And I recommend them highly. Um, I'm gonna put the website link in the uh, description, or recommend Blunt Effects incense. I really do. Uh, their Egyptian musk is fantastic. The vampires, or yeah, the vampire blood one. Ah, I didn't really smell anything out of mine. Like I borrowed a stick from my roommates, and it really just didn't give off any kind of sweet smell or anything. It just smelled like, I kind of burnt something, and I didn't. Um, Maybe it was a bad batch. I don't know, but I know one gas station by me carries it, so I thought about it, but I'm like, but I like Nag Champa too, so I went with that. But if I'm ever up that way, I'm gonna get some. But I would think it would smell fantastic, kind of like a dragon's blood mixed with um, yeah, that's a possibility too. Uh, they were given it, so not like they bought it or anything. Like a friend gave it to them, so there's really no telling how old that was. Thank you. Probably because I'm kind of in the spirit of the holidays. Um, Unlike most people, um, I embrace the Christmas season as a time of what it really should be. Take all that Jesus nonsense out of here. Take all that pagan came first nonsense out of here. Take the commercialism out of here. Um, and focus on what it should be: goodwill towards men. Um, I know in one of my late night rant rambles, I talked about the 1914 ceasefire in World War One, where everybody in World War One just kind of stopped and uh, came together for Christmas and some parts all the way to. I am empathic, vampiric. Ooh, well, I've noticed that compared to the classmates of my graduating class, that I pretty much still look the same as I did in high school. Like, I haven't really aged that much compared to some of them. Of course, I'm not a heavy smoker or drinker like some of them are, so that might be. And I remember one time in 2010, I asked uh, she was a certified witch and tarot reader at one of the best metaphysical shops here in Indianapolis before it went out. and it came up in a tarot reading that, there's vampire lineage in my blood. And I'm like, hmm, I'm kind of skeptical about it. But I am empathic completely. Yes, I know, but I always feel bad because I never know when the right time is to talk to somebody, because that's one of the things that I don't like doing, is interrupting somebody when they're in the middle of doing something. Like at work, I just don't like interrupting people. But I know, I appreciate it. That's the thing about me. I'm a complete introvert, but at the same time, I think sometimes I border on extrovert, and but when I get out there in public, like, I want to go home, plain and simple. I want to go back to my home. How about you coming to my home? Kind of thing. But I hate being alone. I really do. That is one of my unnerving fears. That is just very unnerving to me. Especially when they took most of their stuff and left. Like, that first week, I was like trying to just do everything possible to keep my mind from thinking. The same thing happened when my mom passed away. The same thing happened when my grandma had to stay with my aunt. And because I had a legal restraining order where I couldn't be around her or this other person who I don't even remember. Um, and it was unnerving. But after a while, I just kind of got to that point where I softened up. But the only difference is that I had a car then, so I could go anywhere I wanted. Whereas this time, not so much. And that's why I've been kind of producing a lot of videos and being on social media to keep in just my mind from going nuts. And although I have been hanging out with my dad a lot, so that's been helping a lot too. Um, I do that all the time anyway. I'll see like a fly or a spider, and I'd be like, "Don't you dare come over here!" Or, um, like, I'll talk to a bug. I don't give a fuck. But I have been making friends with a black cat that has been walking around the streets around here, so been doing that. So, uh, let's see what else. Um, I'm gonna have to look that up on YouTube because that actually sounds hilarious. You don't see Nick Nolte and stuff anymore, hardly. Like the last thing I remember him in was in the 2000. '93 Incredible Hulk movie. That's the last thing I remember him in. But I don't have any TV. I mean, I have TVs and I have a DVD player, but I just mostly listen to the radio. Um, I kind of prefer it that way nowadays because, sad as it is, YouTube has kind of just taken over TV and all the streaming websites out there. But but I don't know. It seems kind of sophisticated with the radio on. Since I listen to a public radio station at a local college not too far from here, the University of Indianapolis, which is like a couple miles away from here, and they have a radio station on their campus, and they play jazz in the morning and afternoon, classical music at night, and I like both. So, I mean, right now I got Christmas music on, but 'tis the season, after all. uh, um, do you know exactly what video the rite of, or the purification rite of Inanna is in? Offhand, because I've spent 2 days looking for it. And happy Solstice to you too. Because the other day I asked you about. I had asked you about why, or what you thought. Um, I'd asked you, why am I always hurting after I do these rituals with Ereshkigal? And you mentioned that the purification rite of Inanna should be performed before and after working with the deities of the underworld. And you said you did a video talking about it, because I said that would make a really good video. And you said you talked about it, and I've been trying to find it. That's one of the bad things about this. I don't have my ability to pull it up. Okay. That's why I miss my laptop so much, because I could pull stuff up and not miss a thing. But I work with what I got. Tell you what, though, it's been hotter than hell on. It's only been 40 degrees. Wacky weather. But so start with the page 99. I'm going to write that down. Okay. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload this or not, because I am on low data. Okie dokie. That helps a lot because I can't keep doing this ritual stuff without. Uh, I don't know. It's. I don't want to say I'm being a trooper and taking it, but okay, page 78. Alrighty, because I kind of found one, but unless I found one that said purification rite of Ishtar, and I know I'm saying that wrong completely, but I don't have my copy in here. But that is a great look forward to. Although I've been finding that's one of those things where it's like you go back and you're like you look at it and you're like, wow, that would be cool. That would be cool. Especially when you get a lot of people that are curious about it and they look at the main book and they're like, huh? And I still look at the book like, huh? And but thanks to you guys, I'm seeing a lot more clearer than I was in 2010. And I'm reading in between. Although I still have a long way to go. But like this is going to be the paranormal part of the video here. But I swear to the gods, I really do, that my mom's copy, other than being a couple centimeters taller than the standard version that's out now, and having a complete quote from a magazine on the back cover, I swear to the gods, I really do, that some of the stuff in that copy from the 80s is arranged differently from the newer copies. Because I saw some, not really some of the sigils and gateways and drawings of, it was more like title pages and stuff. Like, they weren't the same page number as the current copy. And I go back to look at it because it's kind of my holy grail. And I'll have that moment where it's like, what the? And everything's in its proper page number and everything. And I'm like, that's not what it was. And that's the paranormal part of this live stream. Because that book has a bad habit of showing you things when you need it or that's relevant to you at the time. Like, like I completely skipped a part that had to deal with the Scorpion Man and Draconis. And then when I went to go back and reread, it automatically just like poof, here you go. And I know it sounds a little out there, but nice. Which I still need with a silver Sharpie marker. Um, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. But while we're on the subject of the amulet of did you still have to abide by the rules of not letting it see sunlight at all, despite it being, done with a marker? And another question is, um, does like does it mean like sunlight itself, or can you like build it in a room with the overhead light on? So I remember it saying that it had to be done in moonlight, but I could be way off on that too. Because I've seriously thought about it and like, how am I supposed to do it in the moonlight? Now I can keep it out of the sun. That's no problem. Um, that's the thing about having your grandparents' house. They got little places that they can hide things in. Hmm. Interesting. I've never really thought about. Um, well, I mean, I've thought about tattoos and stuff. Okay. Because I look at it the same way I look at the Donald Tyson Necronomicon, and I talked about this a long time ago. Like, they have their pluses and minuses, and you got Simons talking with copper, silver, and then you got Donald Tyson's Grimoire of the Necronomicon, and talking about just all these expensive stones and crystals, and I'm like, uh, you got to be, you know, pretty financially up there for some of those. So I got a actually. Because I got a piece of lapis lazuli, a little bit bigger than this. That was like $5. And I'm like, but I've been thinking about doing another review on the the Donald Tyson version. But, just I don't. It's not bad, but I'm just not as drawn to it. Like, maybe for collection purposes. And I have been kind of interested in it, but I don't know. I'm just not as drawn to it as much. Like maybe I'm just not familiar with his work, since he's got a vast library of magical books and fictional books, to which I own his Necronomicon, the the actual storybook, which I plowed through that all Christmas 2011. Hey, Chaos Hero, how's it going? Glad you can join us. Um, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's one of those things. That's good. That's good, Chaos. That's good. Um, like, it's not bad, but it's just I don't feel it. It's like, oh, okay. I don't know. I'm still gonna get his tarot of the Necronomicon. I'm still gonna get that. That's still happening. But as far as his grimoire, eh. And as for his fiction writing, not bad, but his El Hazard book was his best one from the people in the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society. They all agreed that his book about El Hazard was the best one. His Necronomicon, not so much. It was okay. See, I didn't know that. I bought his Necronomicon thinking that, it's his version. Well, like I said, I powered through it through Christmas 2011, so. Although I do like some of the stuff he brought up. But he's no L. Ron Hubbard, that's for sure. uh, that guy. I know I'm still trying to get to where I can just focus on one thing. Because one of the problems that I've been having a lot lately is my nostalgia of when I first started. And when I first started everything, I was all over the place. And I'm kind of wanting to get back to that. Just a second.
What's up, Billy?
Hey.
Brought you something.
Oh, okay.
Drink a lot there, is you?
Yeah.
There, man, brought you something.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, shit. Hold that. I already give it to you. No. Hold on.
Surprise food drop.
you know Ed's in the hospital?
I did not know that.
Dude, he about died.
Damn.
You ain't never been to his house, have you?
No.
He's got a great big opening in his house, and there's a step up, and then when you step up, there's a big opening. His knee gave out on him, and his face smacked the wall. And if it hadn't gotten deleted off my phone, I could show you, but he had a knot that damn big and stick out that bar right on his head.
Damn.
Yeah, he was in the hospital. He still is in the hospital. He's been in there for 2 weeks. I didn't even hear from him for like 10 days because I was supposed to move into his house for a month because I got a house and getting over here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not come home for a while.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't know where he was at. Then all of a sudden I got a voicemail, but it was his number, but I couldn't understand what the hell he was saying. Yeah, he's in the damn hospital. Yeah. What do you got going on here, man? Hang out. I told my son, I said, I don't ever see him leave. I don't know how he gets any groceries or anything.
Just delivery off of online and stuff.
No.
Clean.
Oh, you living?
Well, not necessarily, but I mean, I am, but I try to pay the property tax and that kind of just.
When are you going?
Whenever they get with it, as far as I know.
I mean, can you save the place if you paid them?
Nah, I missed it. Like I tried, like I really tried, and the due date came up, and
So you broke? I mean, not my business.
yeah, I'm broke. I mean, like,
Well, let me ask you this. Here's the deal. Ed told me to come by here. He was going to come by himself, but he didn't because he's in the hospital. My son and I can show you on my phone the text. The 1st of February, we're getting this house over here by Little League.
mm-hmm.
I just got out of the hospital too. I lost part of my foot. Frostbite. Living out. Because we're homeless too, obviously. They tore my house down because the termites eat the hell out of it. So we're willing to pay you $100 a week to stay here for 4 weeks. If we could both get in that bedroom right there. It don't matter. We got air mattresses and shit. I mean, if that'll help you out. It's only going to be for 4 weeks to the 1st of February.
Well,